All right, guys. So it's time for me to kind of chime in on this whole thing about the Trump thing with all this. It's kind of my turn to chime in on it, and I haven't really chimed in on it because I was going to make a video yesterday, and I actually was down at the Nissan place yesterday, and I checked out some vehicles, and I planned to kind of like edit all that together and put it out. And I was going to talk about other things. And then all of a sudden, I start finding out all this and that and everything else about what happened with Trump. And I just wasn't, I didn't feel like that it probably should really be a good time to be putting out a good video. Any kind of videos about what, exactly what's what. My mama told me, she said, I swear to God, the world could be coming to an end, you'd never know it. And I told my mama, I said, because she was telling me about some of the stuff with the shooter and why the sniper didn't fire and this and that. She's all glued in on it and everything. And I don't want to hear a bunch of rhetoric. That's the thing. I'm not looking for a bunch of rhetoric. I'm looking for actual facts that I can actually take and use and put towards good information, besides sitting around listening to somebody telling me, like if Alex Jones right now just said that he was a part of Antifa, and this kid was registered voters Republican. He was pro-gun. His dad, he was in a youth gun club. His daddy, I bought that gun something like 6 months ago prior to this incident happening. They say it was an expensive AR-15 that's chambered at 5.56. And he had a Demolition Ranch T-shirt on, so I don't think the boy was any kind of Antifa member at all. I mean, he's not the far left. So, if you know anything about Antifa, basically it means anti-fascist, and he was not Antifa. He's not the far left. This kid was involved with a gun shooting club for kind of youth guys, kind of more younger guys, and that's pretty cool that he was like that and everything. And I mean that's pretty cool that he was involved, that there's something like that for those guys, so they're gonna spend their time shooting their guns, and that's a good thing. But this kid, where this kid must have jumped off at was, here's what I'm gonna get to. Excuse me. He somehow or another had donated money. In the last election, he had donated money to the left to get more liberal voters. Okay, despite the fact that he had been a Republican, for all those years, a Republican and everything. Well, this kid had somehow or another got to where he wanted to basically push for more liberal votes. And then, if you notice something else too, he was in the video for BlackRock. If you don't know nothing about BlackRock is a big, huge money organization that is far left, and they're the reason why all these dang people, Bud Light going woke, Tractor Supply Company going woke, Walmart going woke, because they need money funding. They have to ask BlackRock. BlackRock is a far leftist organization, and he went to their college and their school system of BlackRock. So this kid was indoctrinated by BlackRock. So basically, I wanted the facts and everything. I wanted to actually get to why this whole thing really happened. And now I kind of have a good idea and know why this whole thing really happened, because of BlackRock. BlackRock is the reason why this happened. And this was a political assassination attempt. We know that. The only thing I hate about this whole thing, I mean, thank God Trump was okay, and he seems like he picked a pretty good guy, and that guy J.D. Vance, he seems like a real good man. But only thing I really hate about this whole thing, I can only thank God that Trump's okay. I can only thank God that he's okay. And, other than a little bit of nick on the ear, I think he'll be fine. He might have a little bit of disfigurement from his ear, but he'll be fine. I mean, he's up in his 70s anyway. Though, the old guy's going to croak eventually someday anyway. So, let's say he lived to be 100 years old. Well, if Trump lives to be 100 years old, well, he's 20 years of just a little thing on his ear. So let's just be realistic. You know, I mean, it's crazy. But this guy, if he would have been just 3 inches more to the let's see, it hooked him on his right ear. So if it'd been 3 inches more to that guy's right, which would have been the center of his face, it would have basically have taken Trump out. 3 inches all it would have took. 3 or 4 inches, and his face and that would have been it for him. He would have been dead. And to take a shot like that, take somebody with some serious skill and knowledge, which makes me kind of think, since BlackRock was involved in this whole thing, that they must have put him through some kind of training, like a sniper training. There's no way a kid like that on the street would know how to shoot that much accuracy and have that kind of precision, even from 50, 60 yards, because he come within that much of an inch. And this kid, they said he was at, like, I think, pretty good distance. I mean, pretty good distance. I can't remember. I think they said 120, 130 feet, something like that, which is still a pretty good shot, though. At that much of a distance, that's a good distance away, you know, for to be able to do that. And then I've seen some things where it's saying he's at 120 yards. Well, if he's at 120 yards, that's 300 feet. That's a pretty impressive distance to be able to hit that shot with an AR-15 to that much on point accuracy. That was an impressive shot. They said he used an expensive gun, and his daddy bought it. Well, that I can believe too. It might have been. I'm thinking when they say the expensive gun, I'm really thinking they're meaning it was a Daniel Defense. That's what I'm thinking. But the biggest thing I'll tell you the truth though, the biggest thing I'm really hating from this whole thing is, you know, I can only thank God that Trump's okay, but the biggest thing I'm hating from this whole thing is another thing against the AR-15, the AK-47. And this time, if Trump gets in office, which we already know he did the bump stock ban, and he done the arm brace ban, I'm kind of just wondering what he's going to do. And especially considering that the Las Vegas shootings happened on his watch, I just wonder what's going to come of the AR-15 and what kind of extensive thing he's going to do that's going to be anti-2A. I mean, what kind of thing how bad is this going to get now? Especially after him being shot with a 5.56. And it's just crazy. I mean, personally, if I was going to pull a stunt like this kid done, you better believe I would have picked a better gun than an AR-15. There's plenty of other crap out there that's way better than an AR-15 to do this job. But I ain't going to mention no names or anything like that. But I will say this. I actually hate that this happened. I hate it for Trump. I'm glad he's getting better. And Mr. Trump, if you're watching this, so, you know, just know that the world loves you. We can't wait to get you back in office. And just know that we're hoping that everything gets better soon. Anyway, and, you know, I just don't know what to say, man. I mean, another hit towards the AR-15, the AK-47, and the AK-74. This is ridiculous. You know, it's time for this crap to end. Anyway, be good. Get at it. Take it easy.